I wanted to make this video, and I think I've titled it Faith and Friendship. And the reason I made this is because so many times in my life, my faith has led to some extraordinary friendships. Now, faith is needed to have a friendship. You have to have faith in the other person. You have to have faith to even start a conversation, to even have a friendship. So, faith is a prerequisite to friendship. You know, when I first got into pipe smoking, I was inspired by some friends of mine to pick up the hobby. Now, I was a cigar smoker originally, but I came to quickly appreciate the pipe as soon as I got my first corn cob due to the fact of its long lasting nature. And it reminds me of friendship. A cigar is kind of like an acquaintance. It's there, it's nice while it lasts, but eventually it ends and you come across a new cigar. But a pipe is like a friendship. It takes time to make a pipe, it takes time to smoke a pipe, and at the end, it wasn't just the tobacco that you had, you have the pipe still and the memories behind it. So, a few weeks back, it might have been, maybe it's been a month at this point, I finished watching a video that was produced by Dr. Alan Harrelson from the Pipe Cottage. And I had been consuming his content from the time I got into pipe smoking. It's been about 3 or 4 months now. And he was the first person I came across when it came to pipe smoking. He has one of the more larger pages here on YouTube, and I'm sure that many of you know who he is. And I ended up watching every single video because they were all special. They were all important. He's covered many different topics that pertained to life, to the hobby, uh, and some of the insight and advice that he's given has been invaluable to me. A lot like the advice and insight that I've gotten from Dwayne from the Dry Creek Wrangler. And actually, I found Dwayne's videos before I found Alan's videos, and that's how I ended up finding out about Alan. Was I was watching one of Dwayne's videos and I see a recommended video of a video that Dwayne and Alan had done together, and I noticed that they were smoking pipes, and that was something that I was getting into, and here we are. But a few weeks back, I watched one of Alan's videos where he was talking about his seeking to convert to Catholicism, and I ended up making this video, um, just giving my thoughts and opinions on the situation and extending my hand to Alan because I know that it is a controversial thing to come to these days, especially given the controversy around the Catholic Church. And I think that so many people tend not to understand a lot of things when it comes to Catholicism, and the same with Anglicanism and Orthodoxy. I think that there's uh, plenty of misconceptions all the way around. But after I made this video, you know, it opened up the door to some correspondence between Alan and I was just randomly watching a video of his. It was actually not a video; it was a live stream that he did a couple weeks back, and I jokingly, well, partially joking, partially serious, I was like, hey, I will buy a pipe from you if you have any that are for sale. At the time, I was looking for a briar pipe, and he saw the comment and mentioned that he had been so appreciative of the video that I had produced that he was going to gift me a pipe, and he would not allow me to buy one from him. Now, that, my friends, was faith turning into a friendship, and it gets crazier from here. I'm not just talking about how the generosity of Alan. It goes beyond that. This is supernatural. This is something that has been moved by God. So I end up after the live stream messaging Alan, and we follow each other now on Instagram, and we started messaging back and forth on Instagram. I end up sending him my address. It's a Richmond address because I live here in Richmond, Virginia, and he mentions to me that a dear friend of his lives in Richmond and attends an Anglican church. Now, we'd never talked about my faith directly, um, and he was like, "I don't know what kind of church that you go to," but he says, "I have a friend who goes to an Anglican church in the Richmond area." And I said, "That's so funny. I actually attend an Anglican church in Richmond." And I told him the name of the church and what street it is on here in Richmond, and he messages me back and says, "No way. That's actually the church that my friend goes to. We go to the same church." He goes to the 9 a.m. service. I go to the 11 a.m. service, and we just never cross pollinated. Our paths never intersected. And I think that that's so funny because I go to the 11 a.m. service at my church because it works out better for my family and I. And, funnily enough, we start messaging back and forth, Alan's friend and I, and we set up a time to meet. And we met up last week, and we sat on his on the front porch out front of business that he works at, and we had one of the most enjoyable conversations I've had in a long time. It was fruitful. It was happy. I met some of his family members as they were going back and forth, and lovely people. And that all was produced from the faith that was put into my heart to create a video, and the generosity of Alan, and all of these things just, I don't believe in the universe aligning, but I do believe in God's perfect timing. And if I don't say that, maybe not for you, it's not evidence for God, but for me, it truly is. And let me light this pipe. This is the pipe that Alan sent me. It is a Savinelli pipe. And this is a pipe that I truly intend to not keep. Let me explain. I plan to pass this pipe down to me, to my children, and I hope it eventually makes its way to my great-grandchildren and to my great-grandchildren. But I'm not only going to pass down this pipe, I'm going to pass down the story that goes with this pipe. Story of faith and friendship, and how pipes and tobacco have opened up more doors and introduced me to more people, and I have gained, I want to say this, I have gained more friendships from smoking pipes and cigars in the last year than anything else. And I believe that for every single person that comes to me with the health ramifications of tobacco, and a lot of people just take the first article that comes up on Google and says, "Well, you see, this is why pipes are bad." Yeah, and you do the same thing when you get sick and you come up with cancer at the end, right? All roads lead back to cancer eventually. I mean, I'm sitting out here in the sun and I'm probably going to get skin cancer, right? And so I will never tell somebody not to smoke a pipe because the benefits I have gotten from this pipe, whether it's to the solace after a long, hard day's work, and I'm going to be honest, I came home to this package with this pipe yesterday. Yesterday, I ended up having an extra long day, longer than I typically work. I ended up working till almost midnight last night, and my wife messaged me and was like, "You've got this box, and it has the name Alan Haraldson on it. Does that mean anything to you?" And I was like, "Yes, ma'am, it does." And when I got home, I set my bags down, I open up this box, and I see the gift and the generosity of Alan. And you can't help but want to spread that to more people. And if the pipe is that thing, then I can't see a negative. I can only see a positive. And I think that we're too quick to only focus on the negative things in life and never see the positive. Are there negatives? There's negatives in everything. Moderation is key in all aspects of life. Take alcohol, for example. Are there negatives? Sure. Moderation. But there are more positives that I have gained from picking up a pipe than any negative. And that's the beauty of it. And that's the freedom that I have in Christ and the peace of mind that I have through faith. So, Alan, if you watch this video, I don't know if you watch many of my videos, but if this does come across to your YouTube page, I want to thank you personally so much for your kind and generous gift. I hope that I can pay it forward or pay it back. Either I just want to thank you. I guess I really don't have that many words, but I hope this video of faith and friendship encourages many of you guys out there who watch my videos to let the pipe be that thing that leads you into friendships. Don't just be a monk on a mountaintop. Go out, make connections, make friends. It's what I enjoy about smoking a pipe isn't only the pipe. It's great in and of itself, don't get me wrong, but it's the community, the pipe community. Like-minded individuals, amazing conversations, and I hope to share many more bowls with many people over many, many years. So, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Happy piping.